Hello everyone. This video is in continuation to our videos of grade 11th where we have started the chapter Cell, the Unit of Life. In this video, we'll be talking about the applications of diffusion, plus we'll also talk about a new type of diffusion, facilitated diffusion, which takes place through the cell membrane. Fine. So we'll be discussing these two topics here in the video. Please subscribe the channel if you've not subscribed. Please share the channel as much as you can. I need your help to grow. So we'll start with the applications first of all. So the application of diffusion, first application, there are many, but the first one is exchange of gases. Exchange of gases. Maybe you can say, if I will just give you examples, वैसे तो it's a very common topic, through the skin maybe, in the organisms which breathe through the skin, in alveoli also, exchange of gases take place. For that matter, diffusion through the small and the diffusion of nutrients from small intestine to the blood, that's also diffusion. So the exchange of gases first of all. Second is movement of nutrients in blood. So what happens here, as I told you, what happens from the small intestine? If this is the small intestine, these are the villi. So from these villi, the nutrients are diffused into the, these are the nutrients which are flowing here. So these nutrients are diffused into the blood flowing inside the villi, and from here it goes to the bloodstream. This is also diffusion. Next application would be the process of transpiration. Now transpiration takes place in the form of vapors. So the vapors, water which is stuck inside the substomatal space, that is converted into vapors and moved out from the stomata. So that's also the process of diffusion. There also it's happening. That it also helps in you can say it also helps in movement of pheromones. The pheromones are certain chemicals which are produced by insects as a mating substance, which is produced just to tell that okay fine, where to find. So these are pheromones which are produced and they are also diffused in nature. So the process of diffusion also helps in spreading of the pheromones. Also, this type of the process of diffusion occur in the cytoplasm also. The substances or the gases moving in and out of the cytoplasm. So the movements in cytoplasm, that is also under the influence, or it takes place by the process of diffusion. So these are the various applications of diffusion. Fine. Next we are going to talk about facilitative diffusion, which is a new topic for you. How does it take place across the cell membrane? So when we talk about facilitated diffusion is the type of diffusion first of all wherein a facilitator is required to transfer some substances across the cell membrane or the plasma membrane. So there are some substances which help as facilitators and help in transporting of the substances. So let's just make the membrane here for your reference. So if it is a phospholipid bilayer, our cell membrane, and there is a substance which has to move across but cannot move through the membrane. So what happens? These are the intrinsic proteins and outside are the extrinsic proteins present here. Now some of these extrinsic proteins act as carrier proteins. Suppose this protein, it is a carrier protein. Fine. Now what will happen? The substance which has to be transferred will attach to the surface of the carrier protein. So this is a substance to be transferred. There are a few substances which are transferred like this, for example fructose. So we'll say it's fructose. So now fructose nucleotides are there. some nucleotides and all. So they are transported like this. I'll just make it first for your reference. And then okay. So what happens? It moves like this throughout the membrane. This fructose is still attached. Here also it's attached, and here also. Then this fructose get detached and goes into the cytoplasm of the cell through the cell membrane. This is known as facilitated diffusion. Now you would have very well understood कि हम इसको facilitated क्यों बोलते हैं, because this carrier protein is carrying this substance. There are a few substances which require facilitated diffusion, that is fructose, some nucleotides, etc. So these can be transported like this by carrier proteins. Facilitated diffusion does not require any ATP, as it is a passive transport. It is an example of passive transport. So it does not require any ATP for the movement of the substances across it. So this is facilitated diffusion. This is how it takes place. The substances which are transported by facilitated diffusion and there is no ATP required, it's the type of passive transport. In our next video, we'll be talking about in detail active transport methods. Till now we have discussed passive transport. We have discussed osmosis, diffusion. These are all, and facilitated diffusion. These are examples of passive transport. Next video we'll start with active transport, where we will talk about different pumps, calcium pump, sodium and potassium pump. So keep watching, liking, sharing, subscribing. Thank you.